This is the entrance to my property. Last week we hauled about 15 loads of lumber, and we were able to get it this far. We found a much shorter way to take it out. Only took about an hour per load, since there are certain things that froze over we could ride over. But we used that sled and that snow machine to haul about 10 sheets of plywood at a time, or about maybe 300 or 400 pounds of lumber at a time otherwise. And we're able to get all the way back here, but not over that hill and up to the building site. The building site is a little ways away from here, and there's a lot of turns and hills. This machine will pull a lot of weight, but the steering suffers when you're pulling a heavy sled. It lifts the skis up. You can hardly turn. So there used to be a normal trail right here, and due to the decreased turning radius, kept going through the bushes, and eventually we couldn't make it out here anymore. So we dropped all the lumber off here. There used to be a little more. I already took a load up, and now I'm currently just taking out about half the load that I normally do, and I'm able to turn when I do that. This is the campsite. It's a bit of a mess right now. I haven't set it up yet. So we got the generator here. It's pretty hard to start when it's cold, or it has been at least. And somebody told me it's because the carburetor is icing up. So I got a tube that I put over the exhaust now, and it gets the moist exhaust away from the carburetor. And I don't know if it works yet. I'm about to find out, but it's supposed to keep the carburetor from icing up and make it startable. Keep a lot of stuff under this fallen tree, tarps over it. Been keeping stuff there since the summer, but since it's been pretty dry this winter, I've just been leaving stuff outside. I don't have to worry about bears anymore, so I got tons of food, including Hot Pockets and corn dogs. I got a microwave here. I can only do that though if the generator works. Some more storage, a small tent, and a medium-sized tent. I have stuff stored in that one, sleep in that one, and the big tent. It lasted the summer, but I left it up. I didn't expect it to stay up, but I also thought I could dig it out a little easier. That tent was like 10 by 10 feet, pretty big canvas though, and it's not designed for winter, so it just kind of collapsed on the first snowfall. I dug all my stuff out, but it would take me a full day to dig out the rest of it, so I'll just let the snow preserve it. This is the building site. It's also a mess. I'm trying to maximize my daylight hours, so no time to clean anything up until it gets dark. I'd just put this wood up here and leveled the posts today. These are 6x6s, rated for being buried, and they're sunk 4 feet into the ground. And there's about 30 inches of post above the ground, so that whenever the snow melts, I can store stuff under there. I just threw those beams up so I could get an idea of what I'm going to be working on tomorrow. There were a couple trees hanging over the building site. I was able to cut those down with assistance, and I will say I'm a novice at cutting down trees, but they all went exactly where we wanted them to go, so can't be too bad. This cabin is going to be 12 by 20 feet, and it's facing Denali. There's a pretty good view, but it's blocked by all these trees. So whenever the cabin's built and I have somewhere warm to sleep, I'll be able to go down there and probably wait for something to help me out, but cut a bunch of those trees down and get my view. The building site is on a hill. So the downside is there's really no place to turn the snow machine around, and especially not with the sled pulled behind it. So everything has to be carried up this hill. I'm trying to break a new path around it, but it doesn't look like a very good option to bring stuff up here. And I'd have to try to back down the hill with the sled, which may not be possible.